Check the radio, pit crew is far from slow. The lights no longer yellow. Ready, steady, go. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 In love with the ride. Burning rubber smells real nice. Fuel it up once or twice. Come on, fast is the way to drive. Crowds all on their feet, not one bothered by the heat. Imagine them in the driver's seat. Checkered flag would be sweet. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 Everybody get ready. On your feet. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Crank it up. Crank it up. Oh, it's race day. 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 Crank it up.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back here live. PTM Race TV calling the action here for Go Racing League Global Strategy Team Next Gen Cup Series here at Martinsville Speedway here in Martinsville, Virginia. We welcome you to the show of shows and to the track where it is going to be packed, stacked, rack, and you know there's going to be a few attacks thrown your way here on this track. All right, everyone, I am the Crusader, Christian Schreiber, joining you guys here today once more for the action in the call. So we get ready for the action at hand here. It's time to present our Global Strategy Team Next Gen Cup Series presented by Jack Racing Collectibles. On the pole in this one here, it will be the number 66 of Doy Woods, the outside, and the 43 is Samuel Harrell. Row number 2 is going to be the 6 of Cameron DeRue, the outside, and the 7 is Scott Simley. Row number 3 is going to be the 42 of Dakota Kramer, the outside, and that 44 Christoph Hall. Row number 4 is going to be the 24 Cody Sturgill, the outside, and the 89 it is Russell Ottaway. Row number 5 will be the 18 of Philip Schmitz, the outside, and the 22 the Wild Man, Alan Wild. Row number 6 is going to be the 12 Aaron X Jackson, the outside, and the 8 it's Maurice Burnett. Row number 8 is going to, or the 7, excuse me, is going to be Ryan D. Cook, and the 10 the outside of that 84 is Tyler Wetling. Row number 8 then will be Charles Van Schaik, and the 23 the outside, and the 11 Ron Holyfield. Row number 9 is going to be Keith Brinson, number 3 the outside, and that 39 is Kevin England. Row number 10, final starters of the field, the 74 Brian Wortman, and at last the 36 is Richard Crane. Stacked field of 20 drivers here making the call, ready to get at it for 240 laps to the distance. Stage number 1 coming to us at lap number 60. Stage number 2 going for 130, and then the final laps will be stage 3 with 120 to the distance. Last time we were here, these Gold Racing League drivers had dealt with the pressure and the power there that the Truck Series had dealt with in the case, but now they get to find out what a Next Gen Cup Series will bring on to the table and bring on the power. And you know, when there's some power and there's some advantages to be thrown, you know there's going to be quite a few haymakers in there. And no, for the record, folks, before anyone starts asking me in these comment sections, the Hail Melon is banned as much as it's banned in iRacing, it's banned in NASCAR. Do not ask me about it. coming down on turn number 3 and 4, ladies and gentlemen. Let's start it up. Stage number 1 begins here at Martinsville. Well, right out of the gate here, everyone trying to form their own little route, trying to find their little spot to that bottom lane. There's only one place on this track you can go to. That is the very, very bottom edge of the track. The rest, as they say, well, let's just hope you know how to. Let's just know how you deal with a bumper to your rear end here. As one just gets left and right out there, the 18 of Philip Smith's getting hicked out a little bit, but Aaron Action Jackson cleared him off. Off of turn number 4 though with the 89 of Russell Ottaway and Christoph on the 44 going immediately to work. Can't quite get the pressure though. Smith hangs on. Jackson right now just trying to keep that 89 beside him away from the run. We're on board with Jackson. Good little side-by-side action out of the gate. Again, you'll see a lot of that throughout today's event. But I think the biggest thing you'll see more often than not is drivers getting a little too comprehensive, a little too aggressive out of the start, having to back off a little later on just to keep the cars from burning up too much of those tires and the brakes. Fuel will be a bit of a nuisance and a bit of a troublesome spot there as well when they get a little later into the run. Of course, we talk about how each track is a little different. It's all right. And Schmitz earlier on gets the bumper. This time he gets a bigger bumper. It sends him spinning off of turn number 4. And that will reel out our first caution of the day. The Interstate Batteries number 18 Chevrolet coming to a deadlock stop. And I guarantee you cannot be a happy camper about that one. We take it down to the PTM Instant Replay presented in part by Jack Racing Collectibles. Taking a look at it. Okay, right off and down on turn number 4 here. No bump there from Jackson. It was all Smith there spinning himself out, so definitely a lot of frustration boiling over there for Smith, I can guarantee you. And he is already probably looking at how to try to climb back through this enormously tough field of drivers. And again, we say it's tough because honestly, again, it's all one groove lane. There's only one track. There's only one lane on this track you can use. The rest, you got to either figure out how to either get them to make a mistake, or you better figure out how to get them out of your way. And usually these guys always say in point blank they don't like to race that kind of way, but aggression and aggressive racing can pay off here at Martinsville. Field coming to a bit of a crawl here, slowing down just for a little bit. We'll see what happens from there as we've got quite a few laps still to go. The thing is, we say as well here, the longer they wait and the more time it takes to get these drivers squared up, the more pressure it hinders on them. It really puts into their frame of mind to have to figure out when and where to make the right call and right instruction here to take from the drive. Bring him around off the corner here, and they are going to double file up back onto the track. There's no choose rule here on the track surface, so you gotta make do with what you got. Looks like Doy Woods, though, is going to opt to the inside, so only the leaders can choose where they want to go. Doy decides to stay the inside. Similarly, will have to run the outside here. The rest of the field right in where they were parked from the first caution. Spot him down off of turn number 3, down into turn number 4 here. Doy Woods sets them back off to the track and down on the cross that stretch, back to the green. A little wide there off the corner. Looks like that might be the, what it might have been actually, I think the 24 Cody Sturgill. Yeah, that was Sturgill there. I was going to try to get a number on him. The Taylor 24 machine, unfortunately, having some problems as Charles Van Schaik now tries to climb back into this. He's only one of two drivers that's got multiple wins so far this season. The other, of course, being Tyler Dalton. Dalton decided not to pop into today. Probably remembers the business and torture he must have felt down there. Steve Riss says first yellow, question mark. Yeah, we got a first yellow of the day. That was Smith's little spin off turn number 4 here. They go right in the corner. Trouble down there in turn number 4 with Keith Prince. But right now, it is currently the battle for the lead between Samuel Rell and Doy Woods, and now Cameron DeRue instigating in there. Triple trouble there for Doy Woods. Loses 3 spots just by simply getting a little bit wide in the corner and lost time and execution there. Cameron DeRue has not had the best of races time and time again on this season and on this showcase, but right now he's trying to fix that. Keeping the pressure on, and that's the momentum boost. Harrell, though, man, if you want to talk about a guy that's come so close yet so far, I literally thought about every little strategy, every little spot. Man, he is certainly one of them. He does have a win to his name, but right now, you know, he would love nothing more than to add another one. This season-wise, he does not have any yet. Looking to try to change that, but he's going to have some problems there as DeRue swings that right off of turn number 3 and 4. Then the 6, getting a big opening, takes full control. Ooh, and a little bit of a close encounter of the third kind of there between Simley and Harrell. Simley putting that bumper right up near Harrell, and Harrell, you can see he is struggling to get that car to turn. Looks like the brakes may have overlocked on himself, and you can see them shifting throughout the gears too. This is a sequential car after all, and this is how they are able to work everything through in their machines. And DeRue-wise, he's driving a really wide line, honestly. This is a lot wider than most drivers would try to take in those corners, but I think that's just due to the fact that the rear end doesn't quite steer in with the turn as the old Gen 6s did. Even the car tomorrow's done. Ritter says, do I give him room? That's a veteran driver. Yes, indeed, Ritter, but there is going to be a caution thrown out, unfortunately, for one that didn't quite heed the veteran's warning. That's the 127 there of Kevin England here. The Buffalo Wild Wings machine getting to a bit of a screeching halt and a standstill here off of turn 4. We'll take a look at the replay here and see what happened exactly. And it looks like that rear end just kicks out a little bit. Oh, he got a little help from the 84 Carvana. That was Tyler Wentling there that got into him. So right now, the England camp right now probably just going to be trying to hope for the brakes here. It's coming his way because he's going to need a little bit of help in this case. Ritter showing some love down there to that 7 Heineken machine there. A little love to the Fords for Scott Simley. Cameron DeRue, another Ford driver right now, trying to keep the Fords Escapade controllably here, set in fourth. But unfortunately for them, the Chevys are definitely right in their lineup and right in their case. And then the lone Toyota hanging around that top 10. That was Russell Ottaway in the 89. Certainly a stacked lineup in terms of manufacturer representment and everything else, but pressures need to be had and a lot of work to be done here. That is certainly going to be a case to be had and made here. Rolling around and back off the track here, down off of turn number 4, back to the green we go. Pack crowd in the house tonight. Over 30,000 in attendance here on the iRacing end. Many more are watching from home. Working their way on around off of turn number 3 into turn number 4 here. Dakota Kramer going to try to lean himself back in across the playing field and trying to deal with the pressure on. 3 wide entering into turn number 1. That's no man's land, but an impressive little run there by Charles Van Schaik. However, it was not quite enough to make a clear pass. Russell Ottaway and the Wild Man, Alan Wild, having a little bit of a meeting of the minds. Put themselves into a very, very tough ordeal. Not a spot you want to throw yourself in by any means of the imagination. Oh, that's faking and putting yourself in the means of imagination. There's some trouble. The 89 of Ottaway spinning it right around on the back stretch. Caution again. You just can't give too much power away, and at the same time, you can't lift off too much. It will end up costing you more than you realize. And once again, it does it for another driver, this time in turn number 2. One more look at the replay. Swung it right off turn 2. You can see he got loose. Rear end just slid out. Just too much power. Just trying to keep the RPMs up, and then he knew he was in trouble, and that caution dripped right out as he was trying to get back into traffic. What a horrible break there for Russell Ottaway in that 89 camp. So the field just kind of getting themselves wrapped back around the arms and clutches here of Martinsville Speedway. Simley will be your new leader here. Not without merit though. Of course, had to fight Cameron DeRue for a little bit. Got himself a bit of a break and got another opening to try and take control of this. So that will certainly help him out. Right back, green flag, back on the air. Still 4 more laps left for me here in stage number 1. Time running out here as I shoot them down across the gaps into the corners here, and Samuel Harrell making a bit of a charge back up. Good line up through the turns, but you can see Scott Simley has got this thing wrapped in. Starting to literally bathe in the Heineken across the stretches and across the lands. He has got a huge lead growing for him here. Dakota Kramer right now currently hanging right low. A little caution again though out on the track. He's Prince this time, the one that brings it out. Oh boy, well let's say what's happened here again. This time it's corner number 4, they got him. This is a struggle for these drivers and it looks like it's getting them. Well, this time not too bad there, but Prince definitely getting himself a little bit too overwhelmed there off the corner ends and off the turn. Definitely couldn't quite keep the speed up to par the way he was hoping for. So about roughly 19 laps remaining here. Excuse me. It's 18 when we go to green for stage number 1. So far been a bit of a troublesome spot there for Simley, Harrell, DeRue, and Jackson, and Kramer. Because they've been trying to keep away from all the madness and insanity on these restarts, but at the same time they find themselves trapped in the same place. Well, they're going to get double filed in right now here, race fans. Here we go once more. Harrell, DeRue, Jackson. Simley will stay in the inside row. That is going to be his line of choice. Pace starting to thicken and every driver for themselves here. Off of corner number 4 here, down to the green flag restart zone. Back underway here in Martinsville. And Cameron DeRue immediately trying to sneak his way around in that 7 camp. Heineken number 7 Assembly defending off. Troubles though off of turn number 4. Ryan D. Cook clipped up. They stay green. Good save there by Cook, but unfortunately a bad break for him because now he's going to have to find his way to shoot back into the fight. Laps running low here, and DeRue immediately trying to find a route. "200 laps to go indeed here, race fans, and Ritter kind of keeping up with the pace here. If you are new to the channel, race fans, as well, for joining us on in, thanks so much as well. Be sure to head over to our YouTube and subscribe there, and some like and follow here on Facebook if you already haven't. We really do appreciate the support and appreciate you guys always tuning on in for these calls and these races. Ball 189 here. Russell Ottaway here struggling a little bit just to try to keep up with Philip Spitz. Spitz currently tries to keep his momentum up to par. And again, this was the same guy earlier on that got self-trapped in a bit of a bad spot and left out a lot of run there. And you can see now that run being absolutely used up by everyone else. DeRue and Simley locking horns. DeRue knows what the lap counter is at right now. 13 to go. Steve, thank you so much for the comment there, sir. Jackson right now looking on after that big pass around Harrell. Now trying to see if maybe he's got something for the two leaders up front. We go on board here with Jackson. Yeah, interesting enough to see he's actually staying at 4th gear. He's not trying to shift into 3rd or get anywhere near 2nd. He's actually staying in the 4th gear, so that might be a bit of an advantage here. Again, not having to shift through gears and just having one solid gear, but it does become a bit of a troublesome spot as well when you're trying to get more power off of individual corners and individual turns. You can hear what I mean too. Right now, I would say that 4th gear definitely is working out okay. Keith Princeton, our trouble there off in the corner. See if he can get it refired. It looks like he will be able to refire. No caution for the 3. Kramer now with pressure. Moving in on the inside. The wild man, Alan Wild, the 22 Commander Ford Mustang, trying to take it to him there, but he gets taken out of here entirely. Alan Wild crashed out off turn number 2. And Wild definitely can't be a happy camper after that one. One more look at it from the replay, you can see what happened here. Came right off turn number 1 and 2. He got side chopped, side blocked, and then Kramer just sending him off to the shadow realm. That's not a place you want to go, I tell you that much, folks. Tough break there for Alan Wild, and I know he can't be happy at all with what just transpired between him and Kramer. Ritter says he's watching this and the motocross, supercross race in action. Oh, cool. It's good to know. At least we kind of at least work well with supercross and motocross out there. I'll tell you that much. Not sure how many more laps they will trickle around. I think honestly they'll probably get one more lap before the stage break ends, or they'll just let them go at it, and then from there just kind of run the stage in to the next stage, depending on how they want to play it out. Looks like we're going to have ourselves pretty much a 3-lap shootout. Three laps to the distance. All or nothing. Which one do you decide? Green flag out. Off of corner number 4. Simley, DeRue battling for the final spots. And Jackson and Harrell also kind of hanging around back there too. Pressure's on here, coming right off the distance. Brian Spence says, let's go Sammy in the 43. A little love there from Brian. Whoa, it's Sturgill. Way up into the wall protection on the outside of turn number 3 there. Sturgill just not catching any breaks right now with this kind of run. 2 laps to go. Now 1 more lap to go this time on by. Simley trying to hold off DeRue here. DeRue looking for another opening, looking for a chance to scapegoat his way right off turn number 1 and 2. No gain, no ground. Down the back half for turn number 3 and 4. And Scott Simley will lead him down. He takes checkers in stage 1. So Scott Simley getting himself a nice stage win there. Very much so going to help his cause out. 5 cautions total in stage number 1 there. Definitely a bit of a wild little startup and a bit of a troublesome startup as well. Pit stops now intriguing and engaging out into the speedway here. Some very tough decisions here for some of these drivers, and they are well aware of that. Doy Woods, Charles Van Schaik staying out. Samuel Harrell right now trying to get himself a good pit in and out. And it'll be DeRue out first. Kramer trying to run out quick. And he will. He's going to be out Sibley. He's going to be out Jackson and Harrell there across the line. So Doy and Charles staying out. They're going to be on a little bit front wear tires, but I think the fuel mileage wise, that's probably what they're looking at too. Off the final corners here, getting ready to brack them down and stack them back up. Field. Pressuring themselves out and pressuring themselves in. And through the corners here off the drive, your stage number 2 kicks off now. Oh, trouble there right off of corner number 2 on the back straightaway there. Trouble. Samuel Harrell packed, stacked, and racking them back up. A massive crash. Ensuing right off the turn. And Samuel Harrell absolutely just completely gutted it there in that corner off that end. Taking a look at the replay. I'm not sure if he just overdrove or may have got some help back there, but let's see. Looks like Jackson just kind of drove in and kind of got himself squirrely there. Then everyone else tried to avoid, try to evade, and you can see the next gen cup car is at least taking some of the damage out of it, but again, the last thing you want to have to deal with situations like that and end up having to deal with now the little bit of damage you do got to get cleaned up on that car. Pharrell now well aware of it. Back now? Oh, yeah, there we go. Alright, awesome. Sorry about the confusion there, guys, as well as no talking there. We had a little bit of malfunction on our end there from the mic. Steve Rivera says, and there's unavoidable, no pace is over, 150 laps to go. Not completely sure. Okay, take that back. I think I know what you're talking about now. I think you're talking about Aaron Jackson and Sammy Harrell earlier on. I believe we're under another caution here. It looks like Maurice Burnett was the one that was the recipient of it. Take a look back on it and see if we can see what happened exactly there. See if we can get a look at here and see what went wrong for the 8 of Maurice Burnett. Caution was out at the point. There we go. We found our little situation here. Yeah, it's rolling right off turn number 4 there. A little troubles for the Caterpillar 8. Just a quick little hiccup there and a feather in the driver's cap. The field now has got the picture. Double filed in once more here. They're going to get ready to bring him down to the house and back on around the track off of corner number 3 into turn number 4. And it is green flag back on out for stage number 2. Charles Van Schaik immediately going to the inside here around Aaron Jackson. Jackson trying to fire and move his way back into the distance here. Assembly right behind him. Sturgill way up top side again. More troubles there for that 24. And he is just not getting it anything clear of out and about, but it just ends up finding himself in the worst possible positions. Ryan D. Cook trying to capitalize on the mistake there and help get around the Wild man, Alan Wild, the commander number 22. Wild driving it right in deep, trying to keep Cook on his toes and on his tail. Maurice yet again off the track. A little bit of troubles there, but he is able to refire. Charles Van Schaik, a little bit of problems as well. Whoa! Little senders put together there, Sturgill and Wild there. Aggressive in nature. That's what you've got to do to win here at Martinsville. The 84 Carvana of Tyler Wentling right now looking on. His speed just kind of deteriorating as he was going head-to-head there. Randy Cook, although was it now? Oh, that's not going to be good. Cook's going for a ride, and he's going for a really bad one off of turn number 2. They stay green to 10. Now Line Outdoors trying to get it refired. Put it back in gear, brother. Get it going. Drive off. Drive off. There you go. They'll drive right off in front of the leaders. DeRude Simley looking on as they pass Cook. Unfortunately, Cook not too thrilled about that little tag he just got. Yeah, it's a contact sport, but I don't know how I'd feel about getting tagged around a little bit. Wentling certainly will have his hands full if he deals with a little driver by the name of Ryan D. Cook a little bit. Christoph Hall trying to back himself out of here and get himself into the fight the way he was going to the pit road a little earlier than probably was expecting, and right now he's struggling to keep pace and keep aim. Hall with a great pass there on Prince. Here comes Doy Woods now fighting back into the corners and into the turns. He's going to drive this thing up the track and up through the speeds. Back in route and back in charge. Just trying to hope for a break here. Kevin England there, the 127 year, still somewhat relatively on the lead lap, and the Buffalo Wild Wings hasn't completely got dished out of here yet. And it looks like another caution out on the track. Not quite the stage break. I'm not too sure who got into where and who got into what. Nothing on our ends are reading here. I do see there's a bit of puff of smoke down there, so it looks like whatever had happened ended up coming from just unfortunate timing and a bad break there. At the field right now, about 140 laps remaining to the distance here. Pressure definitely starting to give these guys a little bit of wear and tear on their minds and on their own thoughts, knowing they still have to endure the endurance level of pressure that comes with racing in this kind of situation, this kind of predicament. There's a lot that goes down, a lot that's going in, and they're well aware of it. Running him back down off far number 4 here. Green is back on out. Oh, big pile up though from turn number 2, and yet again, struggles and frustrations boiling over. Man, oh man, nasty little collision there off of turn number 2. Well, Kramer yet again catches another one off guard. Schmitz, Woods, England, and Jackson all involved in that one, unfortunately. What a massive little hit there. Let's go on board here with Jackson. He got bumped, he got runned, and then he got piled up in there. Oh boy. Everyone know what it looks like inside that, in that end of the track. That's what it looks like down there. And the frustration for Jackson certainly got to be setting in a little bit. Kramer got away with 2 shots there, unfortunately. Now he knows he's definitely hitting a target on his back. Nicholas Peak says, Wild gets lucky on that one. Right place. Yeah, right place, right time. But I don't know if I want to be anywhere near the guy that's just did what he did there. I don't know about that. Nothing on Dakota Kramer as a person, but as a driver right now, man, he is certainly making some moves and some runs here. Field doubling up yet again here. Cameron DeRue going to be a race leader with Samuel Harrell now. Running them back off, running through. And away we go, back to the distance. Green's back out, and DeRue, oh my. Got himself a good start there. Everybody else looked like they were caught sleeping. Simley trying to catch Harrell off guard though. Runs them back down on the inside corner here, coming through, turn number 2. Back end in, fighting them out. Every driver for themselves. Locking the horns up yet again. Every driver now moving to the distance, moving to the chains. The 24 Cody Sturgill and Alan Wildman Wild going at a little in the 22 Commander. Oh, Sturgill though, hard on the brakes, trouble, and here comes Wentling. Nearly got a piece there. Sturgill couldn't quite clear him though. Sturgill, man, he is breaking the absolute rocks on that thing. He's braking so hard right now, I guarantee you those rotors are probably literally about ready to be set on fire. And that cost him dearly there. 2 spots lost, Wentling and Wild moving up. Kramer with speed now moving his way to the chains. Laps remaining, not very many, about 10 to go. And another caution of brewing yet again here at Wentling. This time doesn't quite catch a very good break. Oh, what the? Russell Ottaway, what on earth? Trouble down there for the 89 cam. I'm not too sure what happened to him, but we'll go look at the replay here and see what we can decipher there. Well, Wild and Wentling got into it, and Sturgill piles up, and then look at this. Just a massive collision course there for Russell Ottaway there, and again, I had really nowhere to go because of what happened between these 2 guys. Yeah, Willing, well, as soon as he drove it down there, he kind of got trapped in there. He just kind of spun himself right around in the front. Pressure had to have been on there for him, but I know Wild is definitely not going to be too appreciative of that. Remember, these cars don't get any instant repairs. He's going to have a lot of troubles here in a bit. So the field yet again, doubling them up once more. Losing some drivers though, Wild and Ottaway right now, trying to get the damage cleaned up on their cars. And both guys look like they're going to be falling quite a few laps down because of that little situation there. Right back into the pack and into the stack. Green is out once more. Final laps including him. Remember, we got to get to lap 130. 13 left remaining in this one here. Kramer immediately trying to put pressure on Simley to get the pass. Simley, though, does not fold. Remember, he's a winner already this season. Trying to hustle down and keep everyone locked in sight. Samuel Harrell also marching it back in here as they go nearly 3 wide deep from turn 1, 3, and 4. And Harrell losing all that ground and time. Again, now has to try to fight it back down. Kramer right now, right, being the only fans he is, he's currently just trying to stick with these fields, stick with these guys. They go saying some sketchy restarts tonight. Well, I believe it's in the rules. They can start whenever they want but when that green comes out, that's time to go. Timing is everything here, and Jackson timing a big run there on the 44 Old Spice of Hall. And Jackson laying it in quick, going wide in the corner. Crazy to me, some drivers going wider in these turns than I would have really assumed. But again, that's just kind of the part of this next gen Cup car deal. It's just one of those cars, honestly, that I think forces you to have to do it. Halfway done with this race, but 9 remain here in stage 2. Coming through the pack, coming through the draft here yet again. Charles Van Slyke trying desperately to get around Sturgill and get the Grain. Grain almost shocking the world last week, nearly rolling away with the victory. It was a stunning development, and Crane himself even admitted he didn't even know he was had a chance to win that one. He just kind of was looking for whatever would work and hoping it would go for the best. Sturgill now looking to try to dive into the inside. Crane, though, keeps his blocking gate up. Not for long, though. Not off turn 4. Got it on the entry, not on the exit. Wetling and Prince, yet again, there's trouble down there. Both drivers recapture the speed, and they're back on the space. Gamer DeRue right now, only 6 laps remain. 6 for the 6. Crossover there for Charles Van Schaik and Cody Sturgill. Van Schaik hunting down through the packs, hunting down through the field. Christoph Hall trying to block it up a little bit. He doesn't want Van Schaik anywhere near that place in that spot. And he knows it too, but he's going to give him plenty of room until that happens. There goes Hall into the tire, into the barriers down there. Into the water barriers, and that's a result of caution. Now he's got a right front destroyed, it looks like. Oh, and right into Cody Sturgill. Oh my, that's definitely going to result in some heat. I think he was trying to get Van Schaik. Instead, he ends up clipping Cody Sturgill. Sturgill, man, I've talked about him not having a break when in terms of getting any chances here on the track, but what a massive hit there. And I don't know how I feel about Christoph Hall playing that kind of role, but that definitely is going to have a chalk or two, I would say, after that one. That was a very wild little procedure there. Let's take one more look at it. Again, here was the problem. It doesn't look like an egregious hit, but the problem is he jammed it right into the water barrier there, and that's what caught him off guard. That was the unfortunate part, but here is the very bad part. Trying to refire. He's waiting for his time to go. And then Sturgill just got kind of laid in there. Then you see Van Schaik just kind of looking on like, well, I'm glad that wasn't me, but at the same time, was he trying to aim for me? He's trying to get that tire off there. I don't know if he's going to get all the damage fixed up on that 44. What a collision course we have taken here on the track. So this field right now definitely feeling the pressure and probably well aware they are currently not in the best of shape right now. Stage has come to an end. This is your final stage of the day, race fans. Here we go. Green is out. Let's finish it out in Martinsville. And Cameron DeRue, wait just a minute. Troubles for the six. He doesn't even get off the line. That stacks him up. Crane right now mixing the back and everyone trying to get around him. Darrell is struggling here. Jackson going to run this one down with Simley right behind. Field trying to move in. Crane, massive problem. Something mechanically going wrong down that 36. He's trying to get it refired. Looks like he finally got the power back underneath him, but at what cost? He literally just lost a lot of pace there. Keith Prince and Ron Holyfield right now going out a little bit here. Meanwhile, up front, battle for the lead. Is there any surprise who's battling for it? Jackson, though, desperately needs a win, and he's not going to get it doing that. Simley runs the gauntlet and runs the hammer on him. Jackson and Kramer probably just absolutely floored. They let that one happen to him, but that is part of the game. You just got to brake smoothly and watch your turn post. Keith Prince holding in the top five right now, looking to try to hang on. He's got Ron Holyfield and Cameron DeRue right now trying to muscle their way back in. DeRue literally probably just as mad as anything. Had a horrible restart, maybe spun the tires a bit. But absolutely laid himself in thick and in fold. Gets it right out the wall. Oh no, there's even more trouble. Sturgill. Well, he's done. Yeah, he's done. He is done. Yeah, he is. He told the pit crew we're out of here. That's the end of Sturgill. Let's take a look at the replay. What happened down here in 3 and 4? It's kind of showing like what transpired up to this point. You see Russell Ottaway there, Randy Cook, and oh, Wetzling there. Man, big hit. What a big hit. Suffered a bad little spot there and took a good little rack for his trouble, and that was just how the cards played out for him, unfortunately. And Sturgill just can't be a happy camper. He knew this race was going to be tough, but this one was extremely tough for him to suffer through. You can see the Carvana 84 looked like he had speed, he thought. And instead, he had a battering ram. Well, I said it one time a long time ago that if I ever had a broadcast that didn't have one car finish this race out, I think I may have to retire. These guys are making it awfully close here today. We lost Burnett, we've lost Woods, we lost Schmitz, Christoph Hall, Ottaway, Sturgill. Well, actually, Ottaway still is in the race, technically speaking. Sturgill is out. Looks like Schmidt's also still on the track, so we haven't lost Schmitz yet. We have lost Christoph Hall. We have lost Doy Woods. Maurice Burnett trying to get the car back out. Russell Ottaway still working. Alan Weil currently right now probably processing everything on that 24 cam. 22 cam. All the stuff he dealt with, the 24 Sturgill out already. It doesn't even matter what he's up to. Unfortunately, what a tough break there for him. Ryan Wortman, the 74 right now, also in pit road. Tyler Wentling. Despite that little hiccup he had, he's going to stay out on the track and see what he can bring to the table. Randy Cook also in this still. And then on the lead lap, as of right now anyway, is Kevin England, Samuel Harrell, Cameron DeRue, Charles Van Schaik, Richard Crane, Ron Holyfield, Keith Prince, Dakota Kramer, Aaron Jackson, and Scott Simley. Just under 100 laps remaining here on the track and onto the circuit here. Momentum isn't just king. It's going to be literally what separates the men from the boys here. Green flag back on out. Scrunching the momentum out, trying to hold the line down as much as possible here. These guys know they can't be making too many more mistakes. Ron Holyfield right now getting lambergasted and just slapped up a little bit. Samuel Rell coming from pit road trying to get something going here. And that didn't sound good. I hear a blown motor going on somebody there. Not sure who it was exactly. Oh, look out, that 84 there. Oh my, Wentling, and oh, that's definitely their troubles. It's another pile up on turn number 4. Oh my goodness, are you kidding me? Oh my goodness. It's not as massive as a truck pile. Oh, poor Crane and Shike there, man. Oh my goodness. Ron Holyfield's right front wheel is locked up, by the way. I think he might be out, but what a horrible break. Yet again, another pile up coming here in turn number 3 and 4. Van Schijk just caught it off guard. Look at Holyfield. Oh my goodness. Looked like a beanbag tosser just getting thrown around up there. Carell got straightened out, then Crane went. Schijk wasn't even aware that Crane was going. That was the problem. But here's one more look at it. Again, you can see right here, he just caught the lip of the corner. Wild had nowhere to go. Crane just slams it into Holyfield. And then everyone else, well, yeah. Yeah, that 11 of Holyfield right now, that right front is completely destroyed and distraught. And he's going to try to replace it, but he's got a broken spindle and a broken axle rod down there for sure. I don't know if that's going to happen here. Running back down off of corner number 4 here, race fans. Once more, we return to the green. 90 laps remain. Let's send it back. Where's left of these cars at this point here? It's really all up to these guys. They know the pressure is going to be reeling and dealing them. Uh-oh, more trouble yet again. Crane off turn number 4 there. That Newark Rangers machine got himself trapped into a bit of a bind. Got stuck into a bit of a pickle there. Got wrapped up in between, then set on back around the track. Field locking horns and locking down to the playing field too. These guys have got to be just absolutely hammered on terms of just what they're feeling and just absolutely trying to keep themselves relatively under control. It's got to be so infuriating though, knowing how far they've come along, how far they've been today, and now what they have left to go. This Global Strategy Team Next Gen Cup Series certainly are thinking too about running this thing to the ground and running these cars on their way in, but now can they finish this out? John Moore with Cameron do as he tries to hunt down Scott Sibley. Major gap change. You can see Sibley maybe opening the door up just a little bit. Giroux though is definitely powering through those entries, whereas Sibley much easier in the turn. Again, that could be due to braking, could be due to circumstantial situation there. Maybe just trying to avoid giving up too much there. But I would say right now, I cannot give much more out of it. Down to the final 80 laps here on the track and on the showcase. Pressure is looming and pressure is on right now. The 84 of Tyler Wendling here dealing with Keith Prince as these two trying to find out which one's going to get the better of the other. If I put 2 and 2 together, I would say probably Prince probably be in the better shape considering he is a lap ahead of Wendling. Check that, about 2 laps ahead actually. Well, but speaking of that, that's not a good place to go park it down at. These drivers have got to be hurting right now, to say the least. Crane going up top side, he's going to try to get out of the way, but not let too much run go. He's currently on the lead lap right now, or he's not on the lead lap, but he's certainly trying to get back on the lead lap. He's only a lap down. Crane, though, fighting Samuel Harrell and looking for some momentum and some opportunities. I think that's the hard part about being a racer right now, is just the fact you have to brake so hard in a car that's detrimental on braking and tougher to control than anything else. Crane launching and leaping his way in. Harrell keeping the pressure on. Scott Simley, Cameron Giroux yet still separating out yet again. Simley has now found his little getaway and spot up for the track. Spotted it down and keeping a spotter in active communication here as the rest of the field is just looking on. On board here with Kevin Hinkle right now, as again, he has been a guy we have seen here on the broadcast before. This is the first time we have seen him this season to really put a top 10 up for grabs. the 127 machine had a little something for him. And no, I'm not going crazy. That is the 127 car. It's just sim stamped with the 39 attached to it, so do not fear, folks. I know the Crusader has lost his mind a few times, but I promise you I haven't gone completely crazy yet. See Cook, really the way he presses the pass pedal in and really launches that thing off the brakes. Smoke coming off of Samuel Harrell there. He knows he was coming up ahead of him. That's Simley now looking his way in. Damage on the right side of the 43, and this could be a very tight little predicament. Simley may be making a good run to the front, but he is also making a tough run for the traffic zones. Traffic in front. And DeRue not far behind. And I think Simley's one of the only drivers tonight that's actually been able to avoid getting clipped, getting contact. He's had some bumpers put in, but he hasn't really had any issues whatsoever with the rest of the field. Now he's going to have to figure that out completely again. Randy Cook pressuring him out. DeRue working his way in. This is what happens on a short track. You get lap traffic and brewing and embroiled over on you. Ron Holyfield waiting to get back onto the track. I saw him out of pit road. That's why caution was not a brewing. It wasn't a spin. It was just him going into pit road to get some damage cleaned out and then come back onto the surface. Again, though, Holyfield going to be a lot of laps down. Definitely going to be really worse for wear, considering how much damage he suffered. It looks like he's not done yet. In pit road, looks like he's going back in trying to get more damage cleaned up. The car is just not 100%. Samuel Harrell wants to stay on the lead lap. He's not going to get it here. That was Simley and DeRue the way they're running this thing. These two are running the show and running a whole lot of speed around one another. The brake rotors on these cars, man, holy cow. Look at that left brake rotor there on the rear end here. See, look at that. Look at how light those things are, man. Those things are lighting up here in Martinsville, and again, they have to, just to try to get all the brake and all the pressure they can off the car to help out for that long run. It's a situational shot, and it's a very tough little place to be burned into. Simley and DeRue still dealing the pressure of the 84 here. What now? Wintling trying to get out of the way. You see, though, he had no room and no business in there, and he got out of the way quickly, and thankfully Simley and DeRue able to continue on. Wintling, though, definitely trying just at this point to survive and conquer. Keith France problems off turn number 4. Oh, he's going to have even more problems. He's coming to a dead stop. Leader's coming right at him. That's a bad spot to be getting back in the gas pedal there, Prince. Oh, my. Oh, my, indeed. Gets it right under control, though. The wild man, Alan Wild, the 22, definitely knows at this point he has all but been put to shame. I mean, what could he do? He got blasted, he got jammed, he got smashed, he got crashed, and he got jumped and bundled and jumbled around like a rag doll out there. There's really nowhere he can go. Prince right now, the only driver that has had some problems getting the steering to work on his end. Carl Van Schaik right now just dealing with the pressure from the 22 of Alan Wild. Wild again, a lot of laps down. Really, I'm not too sure what he'll do if he can even get any of those laps back. At this point, turned into the Sibley and DeRue fight here, or the showcase of those two. Take a look at our lap timing now. Sheets up on graphs, 183. Was the run. Oh, whoa, whoa! Trouble! Sibley! Up a turn number 3 and 4, and just all of a sudden loses the lead. What on earth? Cameron DeRue's going to catch a major break, but Sibley literally just absolutely cost himself dearly. He had such a run and such a momentous boost there. What did he do? Going on board with him in a minute, but let's look at this camera from the outside. Did he just clip the corner? Yes, he did. He caught the corner. He was spinning. Great save, but that was a massive, massive mistake. Oh, my goodness. What? That just shows you this car can be a little unpredictable, and it can get you a little riled up. That will certainly do the number. One more look at it. That was a misshift. You can see right there, he was in 3rd to 4th. He went 2nd. He misshifted his gear. The driver, I know that has got to be absolutely disheartening and frustrating to say the least here. What a performance though from Sibley, but Cameron DeRue right now has now just been given a gift. And it was an extremely good gift. Ritter not too happy about it. It's like, ah, Scotty. That's just unfortunate, man. Ritter, man, I'm telling you, that's just Martinsville will do that to you sometimes. They'll get underneath their skin and they'll just kind of crawl up and then scare you a bit. So now with that momentum completely thrown to the hatches and thrown into disrepair, ready to go from here. Van Schaik right now trying to get ahead of some drivers, and he's got England right in front of him, and England's not exactly giving him much room. Definitely poking the bear up a bit and pushing him out of the way. England finally getting out of the way. Jackson currently about 8 seconds ahead of Schaik. Kramer about 3 seconds behind of Jackson. As the 42 earlier on, I said, was getting a little bit aggressive out there and definitely getting a few corners more often than not, but now seems to have kind of chilled out a bit. Just going on what I observe here, guys. Ain't nothing to it. It's what I see, and that's how I call it. And right now, speaking of calling it here, it looks like Simley not about to call this one done and over with. Look at this gap change. This is a madman on a mission. Look at the gaps here. 11 hundredths, 11,000 a second, 2 tenths, 60,000, 6 hundredths of a second, 2 tenths of a second, 2 tenths, 1 tenth. Simley is hunting a number 6 off. Ritter is saying tough track. Yeah, it is a tough track, and it's a tough little landscape to build there. And look at it again, like see how you know it's Simley. Look at the way he shifts in. He's not trying to overshift and not undershift here. He's learned his lesson right now. He's just trying to hope for a break. The 74 Brian Wortman here going to get out of the way. As the NC811.org doesn't quite clear turn number 1, ends up finds himself in no man's land down there. DeRoe escaping through traffic, perhaps with the speed and whatever left of it. 40 laps remain here at Martinsville. Pressure is indeed on right now. And England slamming it right out on the wall, protection down in turn 1 and 2. Again, he's just trying to get out of the way of traffic. He knows this race is done and over with. There's not much choice he has left. DeRue now in major consequential situation here. He is trying to hold on to whatever's left of him. But he knows Simley is a man with no regrets and nothing left to lose. Ritter rooting him on. As there's quite a few fans also rooting on Simley here in the stands. Fans are jumping up their feet. They think he might have something for DeRue. But you gotta think about this for a second. How much tire wear and how much brake fuels did he use just to get him over there? Looks like he might be getting a little bit impatient on letting him get too close to him. You can see tenths of a second gain there. That time was only 200ths of a second loss. He's got to be feeling it, man. He's just got to be feeling that opportunity, and that window is starting to close. He simply knows he's got to do something. Looks like his opportunity just opened its doors here. Over the hedges and down the hatch, we got a battle for the lead here at Martinsville Speedway. Brian D. Cook, the guy that may separate the men from the boys. DeRue gonna go in deep. Cook getting out of there. Let them continue their war. Russell Ottaway, though, now he holds the keys. He's going to go wide to let him down as well. Every driver trying to just battle for their own position, for their own sake. If lap traffic wasn't involved and Simley didn't have a little bit of tire and speed, whatever was left to gain DeRue, this might not even happen. Simley is trying to derail DeRue's momentum, and DeRue trying to hold on for that first win of the season. He's so desperate and confident he might have a chance. He's hoping and he is praying, but we're down to 30 laps to go. That's the gap between. Look at Crane, though. He's slowing up a bit, giving him some room. Got some trouble. Off the back straightaway. Simley's got an opening. Will he make the move? Where will he go? Does he go where Crane's at, or does he try to get around DeRue? Crane's got a little bit of momentum. DeRue trying to get around him. Crane's stuck on the bottom. Simley now right back on the top, trying to drive it off. Gets back off the corner number 2. And Crane yet again is causing troubles there for Simley, and he's going to have to drive it in a little deeper. That's problem. Crane messing up Simley's run, and now Crane has unfortunately got Simley a lot of time there. That was a full tenth. That was a full second he just lost just by simply having to drive it in that wide. That's the gap now separating these two out. Simley has just got to be absolutely floored right now, knowing what he's dealt with. But at the same time, I think he'll even admit to you first, he did it to himself. DeRue is hungry right now for this one. He wants this win so badly. He gets aced it. Look at Simley this time. Crane gets out of the way. Crane, I think, honestly, was just kind of in a bad spot. Really didn't know what to do. I don't blame him, honestly, but at the same time, I think he could have slowed on the stretch just a little bit to let them go at it. I know he's in 7th. He's trying to keep 9 seconds between him and Prince, but I don't know if I necessarily agree with trying to battle where he was at. I think he should have tried to lay low. I know they were throwing the blue-yellow flag, or the blue flag as I call it. That means it's not your race. Lining it back down, 23 laps to go. Simley is not giving up. Credit where credit's due. DeRue now getting derailed a little off that turn. 22 to go. Look at Simley. He's got something there. He still has something. I don't know how he's been able to do it. I don't know how he's been able to even keep that thing on line. I think DeRue maybe just overdriving too much. Whatever the case may be, the Valvoline 6 is feeling the Heineken number 7 pressure. All 3 Fords right now, your top 3, and the more they battle, the Aaron Axon Jackson camp has a little bit of breathing room. And DeRue now looks like he might be starting to quicken the pace. Set the car up. 20 laps remain. There is an excellent lap traffic though. Will that play a factor here, I wonder? Kramer is really in 5th right now. This could be a barnstormer moment. It could be a troublesome moment if they're not careful. DeRue and Simley need to be very well aware of the consequences. They need to be well aware they're going to have to run through lap traffic. And some of them may disagree with it. But it's the name of the game here. This is what they're going to play it out to be. Off of corner number 4. DeRue. Now looking to the inside. Will Kramer give him the line? He opens the door up. DeRue needs to hold it. He's got it. Good run off. Simley now looking at Kramer, trying to figure out where he'll go. He strategizes above all else, goes the outside, lines it back down. Simley and DeRue are passed. And now DeRue through another set of lap traffic. Simley as well. So hard to tell who can get the advantage, who makes the mistake, who gets the win. Both cars look good. Simley, I won't lie though, the faster of the two by him, good long shot. But DeRue using lap traffic, using strategy and pressure to outsmart him. Now 15 laps remain. Chances are running high and opportunities running low. Ritter still trying to get his boy Scotty some love and trying to hope for the best. Everybody else just watching in eager anticipation. This has been an absolutely wonderful Martinsville finale. This final stage has given us a great look at what can truly be done in this kind of racing format. First two stages were a bit of a wreck fest and a wreck out kind of scenario, but this is what it's all about. Two drivers going head to head. Lap traffic in front, trying to maneuver through obstacles while at the same time keeping his speed well over the time of 118 to 120 miles per hour. Sibley, by the way, is on 12 lap burnt tires. DeRue is on fresher sets, and the fact that Sibley's even still hanging with him, much less getting right up to him, that's just absolutely insane to me. Eleven laps left to go here, and now the pressure's starting to feel the drivers' minds. They get 10 laps left. They know there is so much that can go right. There's so much that can go wrong. Here we go. Final 10 laps to go. Spits into the wall off of turn number 3 and 4. Simley looking on. DeRue trying to keep it back. Trying to keep him in that dirty airflow. Trying to see if maybe, just maybe, there's some way, somehow. And this might not be the spot he wanted to be in. The 84 of Whitling, literally the guardian to the spot. And Simley getting trapped in there. Whitling gets it right off, and he blocked him again. Simley desperately has got to get back to him. He'll catch a break though. DeRue's got 2 cars. He's got to get ahead here in front of him in track. Lap traffic has done Simley good, but it's also hurt. It's also hurt him. DeRue, the same situation. Ottaway gonna stay out of the way, but again, you lose a little bit of that momentum having to tighten that corner up, trying to corner the car off. DeRue, excellent navigation, and navigating out through this race. Simley, hold on down there. Now he's really in trouble. 2 cars, 3 now passing him up. Simley, wait a minute. Simley is in trouble. Mechanical problems. The 7 has got a problem. He has got a mechanical problem down there. I think he might be out of fuel. Simley tried and he fought, but it's not going to be. I don't think he's going to be able to make it a pit road in time. Crane also heading to pit road. Simley is done for. What a tough break for the Heineken number 7. He fought, scratched, and clawed for so much, but just to have it come up short. Mere 4 laps remaining. Cameron DeRue can smell victory. It's in his sights, it's in his mind. Aaron Jackson way too far back, 13 seconds in total. He's got almost little to no chance. Simley still trying so desperately to get it to his pits in a pit stall down there, but I don't think he's going to have anything left to do. He watches this race unfolded. He watches this one loses out. Two laps remain. DeRue holding on. One more lap. White flag out this time on by. Many moments and many times of trying finally to fight for one and grab victory, and when he needed it most, ladies and gentlemen, your race winner in Martinsville, It's gonna be the big Valvoline Ford Mustang number 6. Cameron DeRue wins it at Martinsville. What a race. What a race. It's been a long time since Cameron DeRue has tasted victory lane, but the man out of Virginia is going to finally get her done today. From Fredericksburg, Virginia, ladies and gentlemen, the hometown boy, Cameron DeRue, sends it off into the distance with a huge, huge win, as the rest of her finishers also having a little fun down there. Giles Van Schaik, Aaron Jackson slinging the donuts. Here is your finishers here, race fans. What a day and a night leading for this one. Cameron DeRue will win it. Jackson going second. Schaik goes third. Kramer fourth. Harrell fifth. England 6th, Cook 7th, Prince 8th, Simley 9th, and Crane 10th. That will round out your top 10 in this one. Rest of your finishers down the bottom of your screen. Alright, race fans, it's time now to talk with the top 3 drivers here. This should be an interesting one, I'll say. Well, it started out here with the man that's going to bring it home for the third place today here. He goes a lap down, but not without trying there. Ladies and gentlemen, Charles Van Schaik going to take it home for third. And Charles, sir, man, you had everything go right and then everything go wrong, and then finally just kind of stayed in the throttle and hope for the best. And this is how it works out for you tonight, sir.
Yeah, it was ugly on my part. Probably one of the worst races I've ever done. Like my own driving was not up to standard. So I guess fortunately I got a third, being a lap down. Just had a problem coming out of 4 constantly with snapping loose. A couple times I was able to slam the brakes and stay down and avoid it, and then the last time, poor Alan got caught up. You know. Because he had no time to react. But all in all, it was pretty good racing. A lot of cautions, but it's Martinsville. Glad it's in our rearview mirror.
Definitely in your rearview mirror, and probably a race you guys don't want to be thinking too much of. But I mean, for you in this case, Schaik, I know the points wise been tight all season, and Dalton not able to make the call today. I think this probably would at least help you out quite a bit in terms of the longevity of where you go for when you hit to the playoffs.
Yeah. I mean, it definitely helped him not running. I'm sure he's probably pretty strong at this track too. So, um, not like I said, just to be honest with you, on my own behalf, pretty embarrassing performance. And then to be in third is even worse. So that one I'll be kicking myself. A couple situations there.
For sure there. Well, nevertheless, Charles, anybody want to thank you tonight for this third place today?
Uh, I mean, the 2 guys that are in the chat with me, Cameron and Aaron. Unfortunately, Scott, I guess, ran out of gas. He was strong all day. You, PTM, for doing the broadcast on today and Tuesdays. RCSM and Global Strategy Team, MDR Designs, who does all my logos and paint schemes, Jack's Racing Collectibles, and Diecast by Bobby. Other than that, and then my admins and all the drivers, and especially the drivers that, I'm looking at the standings now, 16 laps down, still trying to gain spots, 18 laps down. I appreciate the guys not giving up on a absolute crappy track, and unfortunately a crappy driving performance by the owner of the league, which that's pretty bad on my part.
For sure there. Well, nevertheless, though, here, Charles, man, what a race today, and we'll see you next time out here, buddy.
All right, sounds good.
Charles Van Schaik, as you can see, everyone just kind of a little wounded up out there, probably not dealing with too much of the pressure, but this guy right here, he definitely did not fold under the pressure. He gave it his heart and soul. We'll have another runner-up to his name, Aaron Jackson to the miss here. Jackson, Man, you were quite a few seconds back there, Giroux, but you still didn't give out and you didn't give in, man. I mean, that's definitely got to owe some credibility there to you, sir.
No, I had to save some fuel. I finished with 2 tenths of a gallon, so I was lifting early into the corners to save some fuel because I figured there'd be more cautions in the last stage than what there was. So, and I think Scott actually ran out of fuel, Simley, and
Yeah,
we had pitted at the same time. So I was glad I did fall back and save a little.
yeah,
But yeah, good race, tiring, long.
yeah. I was about to say, like, yeah, when from our end, it looked like they had ran out of fuel. Then they all of a sudden they ran out of control, and they just all of a sudden were trying to fight so desperately just to hang on. But I mean, for you and this team, I mean, how really important was getting this second place yet again today? Really going to be helping you out for the long haul, you'd say?
Oh, I think it's going to help me a ton. I'm going to miss some races here and there with my work. I travel with my work some, so I think it's going to help me out a bunch. I need to get all the points I can get when I'm here to make up for when I'm not. So, and it's good to get back up in the front. It's been a while. It seems like I don't think I've done an interview this year yet in all 3 leagues. So it's been a while since I've been up in the front.
Been up in the front, but hey, this one you are up front tonight here, sir. Jackson, congratulations here again. This one in the second place.
All right, I appreciate it.
Ladies and gentlemen, your second place finisher today, Aaron Action Jackson. And now, ladies and gentlemen, your final one on the bunch here today, the man that brings it to victory lane at last, Cameron DeRue. And Cameron, oh boy, sir, did you have probably the worst range of emotions of everything going through your mind just to try to pull this one out here in front of your hometown crowd?
Oh, it was pretty good. It was fun, man. It was racing. Smile or Simley was pretty good. It was good, hard racing there. Couldn't couldn't really get through traffic the way I wanted to maintain, but all in all, it was good.
Yeah, that's kind of what I want to bring up. Like, he was dead on closing and countering up to you. He had a few chances, a few opportunities to take it away from you, but you end up holding it back. You use lap traffic as well. But I gotta ask you, what was worse there, having to hold him back or trying to figure out how to navigate through the traffic?
Well, honestly, when before he got into whatever happened to him, I wasn't really pushing the car. So like when I got the first gap, I started coming off a little bit, tried to stay in like the mid 20s, you know. And then when he got closer to me, I'd push it back up. Um, so really, it was probably mitigating traffic and using traffic for me. You know what I'm saying? As like a pick or anything. So really traffic, but it was just more fun racing with him.
For sure there. Well, nevertheless, you two race to a fault and race to a dead draw today. But nevertheless, here you are going to walk away with the W. So who do you want to thank here for all this today, sir?
Well, I thank the GOAT and 7,500 guys for putting it on, and for you for putting it on. But I gotta say, my last name is Dario.
Daria, okay.
So hi ho the Dario. If you ever forget it, there you go.
I'm sorry,
That's how
Dario.
that's all right, dude. That's what I know I'm gonna be talking. You'll be talking about me more, and it's be good for the broadcast. So
I
it's
was
Dario
okay. Well, make
or
sure.
just Cam. You could just say Cam. Everybody knows Cam.
All right. Well, I always say in the broadcast, if I mess your name up, let me
Yeah,
know as soon
yeah,
as
no,
possible. So,
100%. Yeah, I'm not trying to. I'm not trying. I'm just now thinking about it because normally I'm not thinking about it.
oh, it's all right.
Um,
Well,
but yeah, no hard feelings or nothing.
all
But
right.
since I got the dub, you know, it's Dario.
There we got. Hi ho, the Dario. Then you're bringing it home today, here, brother. Congratulations.
Thanks, man.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, your race winner today. That will be Cam Derario there on the track here in Martinsville. Hometown boy wins it out. That'll all but do it for our showcase. Thanks again to Global Strategy Team and Jack Racing Couple for all our support. Thank you all so much for tuning on in. I will see you guys next time when the green flag flies.